You're listening to the You Don't Know Me Yet podcast network.
Hey, you are tuned in to Two Gems and a Mic with hosts Tanisha the Diva Mahomes and Linda L.D. Dorsey. Just know, if we talking about it, you need to hear about it. Unwind and enjoy. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Two Gems and a Mic. I'm your girl LD along with my girl Tanisha, the Diva Mahomes. What's up, Diva?
Oh, what's going on with you?
I know you're a little under them allergies. It's getting them Texas allergies is getting to you.
Man, they acting up in here. You know, Texas is all over the place. I was feeling good like 45 minutes ago.
Well, you know, y'all gotta do it big, so you gotta do the allergies big too.
Absolutely. So how you doing?
I'm doing good. I got some stuff to talk about at the end of the show in the entertainment corner, so we get some laughs in. But let's this show is mainly gonna be about the WNBA draft, right? So we're gonna get to it, but it's a couple of things that happened over the weekend and it's been happening that we need to discuss. So let's everything sports, right?
All right.
First of all, did you watch the Masters?
Yes.
You had to watch the whole thing. If you yeah.
The final round was ridiculous.
How were you feeling? Were you pulling for Rory?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
I wanted him to get his green jacket. He's paid his dues. Everybody jumping ship, running to get the money. He stood in there and held it down for him and everything. I really wanted him to win. So
yeah,
I was extremely happy for Roy.
Yeah, and to get a grand slam too. But I'm gonna tell you, Rose played great.
Oh, yeah.
Rose played great. A couple of people fell apart, but I wanted to scream. It was like, come on, Rory, you can end it right here. You can end it right here a couple of times.
Oh, Lord, when he missed that, I was like, God.
He was sick. And there was one that just sat right there on the edge of the cup. And I was like, come on, Augusta. Where the Augusta breeze at to go ahead and knock that in so we can end this?
We needed that Caddyshack. Somebody to we need Bill Murray in the back blowing
right
up in the back.
Right. Yeah, the groundhog.
Whatever. Yeah, I was like, man,
that was
gotta be stressed on a whole nother level. Like, dude, I was like, you got to get this one.
Yeah, he pulled that off. It looked like you could see the weight coming off of him.
Yeah,
when it went in. So, let's say congratulations to him. Yeah, that was good.
Definitely.
So the next topic, they're kind of tied in. I got the portal and I got Nikko, and I'm gonna screw Nikko's name up, so I'm just gonna call him Nikko I, the quarterback from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts on first of all, tell everybody, who may not know what is going on with this dude.
So basically, if you believe that it's him or his father or whoever, somebody that's representing him, basically got a little greedy and he essentially did a holdout, if you want to call it that, for more money. And Tennessee said, no, we good. We're not going down that route or whatever the case may be. And he's in the portal.
Yeah, and there was some other talk of the coach from Oregon snitching on him. Telling them, hey, they've been putting feelers out. I don't know if it's his agents, like you said. I don't know.
That's the rumor. That's the rumor. The rumor is that another university's administrator threw it out there, snitched on him, and was basically like, "We're gonna look out and say, hey, look, this is what's going on. The guys out there putting out fillers to get more money." And Tennessee was just, they put out a statement, basically said they were moving on from him.
Yeah. And I have my issues with the portal, but I think anybody that's talking about the portal, the last people be talking about the portal are coaches, because they will take their money. They don't have a portal.
They will leave in a minute.
They just skip the portal and they go. So for them to be talking about it, the NCAA, I don't know how they're gonna. Everybody's saying the NCAA has got to reel it back in. There's some judges' rulings that are pending. It's a lot. It was never rolled out properly. It was like, okay, this is passed. We approve it. Now let's everybody just go crazy.
Once again, I don't give a shit, because Didn't nobody say nothing when old boy from Oklahoma jumped his ass up and they paved his house, got him up there and his family. He took the quarterback with him. I don't want to hear that shit.
No,
This
I'm
I don't
what
care.
I'm saying is I'm agreeing with you. Where the coaches are being most critical on this, I think a part of it is because they're losing their own players and they're being critical. But I believe the whole NIL and everything else is just it's been out of control since the beginning. There is no control over it. Do I believe that the players and the athletes should make money? Absolutely, but I just don't think there's any kind of control. Or should there be control? Some people feel like, nah, let them make whatever they want to make.
There's no control on the coaches.
Yeah, everybody has, their opinions, but and you're absolutely right. If you come into my house and you sitting down with me and my family and my kid and telling me how great your university is and all of that, they great until the next university offers you an extra few $1,000,000. So that's nonsense too. I think coaches need to have to sit out,
That's what
for
I'm
a year.
saying. To me, I literally I understand people are like, oh, it's so out of no, dude. This is one guy, right? That he's doing this, right? And if he gets the money in that portal, shit. Watch to see those some other ones do the same thing.
Well,
Listen,
that's what most people are going into the portal for. But I don't believe this is Linda's opinion. I don't
yeah,
personally believe you can go. You should be able to go into the portal every year without some kind of. You got to sit and wait. You got to do this. You got to do that. You have people that have played for 3, 4 different teams, so you just portal jumping. At that point, are you really? And they say, oh, they're coming out with they got 3 masters. They got this. They got that. Do they really? Do they really? So I'm just I don't know. I'm leery about the whole thing. I believe in a little bit of loyalty. That's on both sides and dedication
that
on
loyalty,
both sides. But we're in a
loyalty,
generation now where it's a generation now. So, you
yeah, that
know,
loyalty is for the bad for the birds.
the what now?
That loyalty shit's for the birds. Like that just doesn't happen. That they don't care about that.
No, I know they don't. I'm just
That's
saying that's what I
literally
believe in. Yeah. That's what I believe in. So I'm from a different, you know, different cloth. They have
yeah.
none, and that's something I think will travel with them through their lives, where they're going to be like, entitlement. That's a sense of entitlement, and entitlement causes problems down the road. So I think it's
But
a
is it
sense of
really a
entitlement
sense
for
of
both.
entitlement, or is it just going along with the flow? To me, it's no different than, let's say, like a contractor, right? You go to a contract, and what do they say? A contract, we really want you to be there for a year. Another contract comes along, that's a longer contract, making more money. You already gave them a year. You want to sit over here and not make the money, or do you want to go get the money? I don't look at it as any different. You're going to be doing those same things potentially when you get to the next level, and it would not be frowned upon depending upon what type of industry you're in. So I don't feel like it's bad health. It's some prep work for what may be coming down. Maybe he learns his lesson and realizes sometimes when you got a good thing, you need to sit your ass down. Maybe this time it prepares him for the next situation,
Could be.
because he may get to the next school and he's the bad guy. He's the black sheep. Everybody's looking at him crazy. Or he may get this money, go out there, play really well, transfer again, or go to the league, go off and do wonderful things. We don't know how this story ends, but
No,
right
we
now,
don't. This is, and we're, and this, when I said him, yeah, we could talk about him. I'm talking about the portal, and I'm talking about the whole system, which is, I think, broken overall. That's
I
my
mean, I would
opinion.
like to,
But
I would like to say the system is so broken. When I go back and I think about like the Johnny Manziels and all those people who, fatten the pockets of these, even Texas A&M, and granted, Texas A&M is one of the schools that I like. You know what I mean? I got family that went to Texas A&M, but when you think about the type of money that those kids could have been making back then, and the amount of money that they made on these few little pennies and shit that these kids are making right now, everybody act having mad meltdowns and stuff. That's, to me, that's preposterous. That's crazy.
okay,
So, I mean, could it have been done better? Yes. At the end of the day, you're the player. You can't play dumb and say you didn't know what was going on, that it wasn't your fault, because at the end of the day, you are the one that's out there throwing them footballs, and you have to take some sort of stance on your livelihood. That's your money, that's your situation, or whatever catch may be. But no, I mean,
I
I
just
think
don't understand, and that's why they got the judges in. I get what you're saying. I'm not saying they shouldn't get money, but the professional leagues have guardrails. They have guardrails on how much you can get. You know, what's the max? What's the this? What's the minimum? What's the league this? What's that? You know, they have some kind of guardrails. There are no guardrails, it appears to me, in the NCAA. So I'm learning more. You know, it's changed from when it first started to, you know, what the schools have in their buckets, what this person has in their buckets, and then we have endorsements and all that. You know, our kids staying in school because they're making more money. There's a couple of professional players that came out and said, you know, no, that's not the case because their endorsements go with them. Somebody saying, yeah, it is because they're getting money from the school. It's all over the place. So I just said that I'm just saying that because there are no guardrails. It doesn't appear to be.
It could be that they
guardrails.
stand in there because I mean, every player that may be a stud in college at the next level, that may not be that case.
I agree.
You might be good enough to be at the next level, but you might not be that chick or that dude at that next level.
Agreed.
So
100%.
why not stay down here and like a fly jack? Why not stay down here and get this change? You know what I mean? Because you might be the greatest thing ever over there. And this is your one opportunity to fatten that pocket and do what you need to do. I'm not mad at you. You go to the next league, it's 6 more of you.
I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. I'm asking the question, what are the guardrails? There are no guardrails. So that's what I would like to understand.
What do you guardrails on?
On the whole process.
Like me, what's the what do you mean the whole process on how like one state being one university having a better alumni than the next university, or how much money somebody gives back to get that quarterback, or like say for instance Penn State, we know they got paper, they out here making money. How you fundraise? What guardrail we talking
about? That's the guardrails I'm talking about. If we're gonna make the amateur, if they're amateurs and they're not amateurs anymore, that's what I'm saying. They're semi-pro. Can I finish? Can I finish?
Yeah.
So if we're gonna call them amateurs, then which they're not, they're semi-pros at this point. But if we're gonna try to make the playing field fair and equal, then yeah, you need to have guardrails. If you don't give a damn and it's about what school has the most money, then let's continue doing what we're doing. That's it. We can debate that all day long.
I'm worried about it being fair and equal before, because hell, it ain't never been fair and equal. It ain't never been fair and equal. So I don't know why it got to be fair and equal now. Is it been fair and equal in the past?
No, because there was stuff that was being done under the table. Now it's just being done above the table. So same thing. The schools that had money were able to do it under the table. The schools that didn't have the money couldn't do it under the table, couldn't do nothing. They were in the same boat. Now it's just all out in the open of what people are doing.
Like
and there's other things that are in there. So now you have the Nikes, you have the Under Armours, you have this, you have that. They can also pay. Before they couldn't pay the kids. They could pay the coaches, but they could pay the kids. So I'm just saying, what are the guardrails? I mean, in life, there has to be some kind of guardrails, right? Or people just run amok. But we're just saying in sports, they don't.
Leveled out a little bit better, though? We don't have Alabama winning every year. We don't have Georgia winning every year. We got some new people in the playoffs. You don't think it's evening out with the lack thereof guardrails, as you want to say?
No, because some of the same teams were there. They just expanded it this year. Those were in the top. They were in the top 5 all year long. Those teams that you just mentioned, most of the year, they had some bad losses. But people want to. They used to at least want to go to school because of the school, right? They wanted to go to the Alabama, or they like to go to Georgia. But I mean, we saw Georgia's quarterback, right? Boom, where's he at? Miami or Florida somewhere? So it ain't about that. It's not about the heritage or whatever, the legacies or anything like that. It's all about the dollar. So that's fine. I just look at it differently. I understand where you're coming from. I respect anybody's opinion because we all got them. So it is what it is.
Same here.
But we'll see what happens with my point with that guy was a coach snitching on a player is just it is absurd. Because they are the worst. I've seen coaches, and we've seen it. We saw it just in this NCAA March Madness. Coaches leaving, they done signed with another team, and they still playing. But the same thing, players sign with another team, and they still playing. That's what I mean, Tanisha, when I talk about like some guardrails. Like at least wait till the tournament. You can't do nothing until the tournament's over. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, where's the integrity? To me, there's some integrity there. Like you're out the door. You got one foot out the door, and you coaching a team in a tournament. That, to me, that's a problem. That's a problem. So I don't know. I don't know how they fix it. I don't have the answers. But if they want me to come and sit in some meetings, I'll sit in some meetings and listen to what they got to say.
Gotcha.
All right, let's jump into why we really here today.
All right.
Let's talk about this WNBA draft.
All right.
All right, so Paige to the wings. We knew, everybody knew that.
Nobody's shocked.
Nobody's shocked. I'm excited for her. You know, getting healthy, doing what she's doing. I think she'll bring something to that team. They picked up a couple of other players. I like what I saw in the draft. It was an exciting draft because you just see teams getting better, and you're like, oh, you added that piece. Or there's a few surprises, nothing crazy to me, but a lot of, like you said, a lot of international players.
Uh-huh.
A lot of international players. Number 2.
Yeah, I liked her the best. The dunker.
Yeah.
From the Olympics.
Yeah, from France. Tell me, what was it? What was it that got you for?
She's got an overall game to me. She's not like a long, big, tall, slow, barely getting down the floor. That's not what she brings to the game. She's more like the Wembley over here from with the Spurs. I mean, to me, she got some game changing potential in my opinion. I mean, the way she blowing by, she can 2-hand dunk. I mean, I think it's gonna bring some excitement. I feel like it's gonna be hard to guard her. I think she's gonna show it. She's gonna show out next year. I'm looking forward to seeing her. Probably. I mean, I know Paige gonna do her thing, but I'm really kind of looking forward to seeing her most of all, to see how she measures up with them dogs we already know that the league got.
Yeah, Seattle. I mean, good pick for Seattle. I believe Gabby's coming back to the team, but they got some good players there. But yeah, they were comparing her to calling a little Wembley or something like that.
Yeah,
them being from France. Yeah, she does. So the Mystics had the 3 and the 4 pick, and they picked Sonia Citron from Notre Dame. Good pick, good shooter, and Kiki Irfan, who I just absolutely love from when she was at Stanford. I think she's a beast, so I'll be watching more games. I'm gonna skip to number 6 because they had 3 picks. So the Mystics had 3, 4, and 6, and they picked up Georgia Moore. She's played at Virginia Tech, then Kentucky because she followed her coach, but she's from Australia. So they start playing when they're 2 years old. She's good. She's small, but she's good.
Come on, Linda. Well, that's the way playing France.
Dominique is only 18 years old.
I'm talking about.
She's a youngin'. So yeah, I mean, remember Lauren Jackson from Australia? That's why I laughed. I said they start playing when they 2 years old. By the time they 16, 17 years old, they ready to go for the pros, and they've been playing for their national team. So they're ready to go.
They're ready.
They're ready to go. They WNBA ready.
Yeah.
I think more so than some of the other kids that are coming out of college, some of these international players, because they've been playing at that high level for so many years.
For a nice minute. Yeah.
Yep. And I skipped over the player from Lithuania. I didn't know a lot about her. Justice Joyce. She went to Golden State. I didn't know a lot about her.
Me either. I know she tall looking. She about 6 feet, but I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot on her. I mean, they gave some, she could shoot, of course, the international players, whether they big, small, whatever they got moves, they play different than
they would say that she had a lot of experience, international experience, and we all know she probably does.
It pays off. It definitely pays off. Yeah. So number 7.
She's only 17.
I know, they babies.
It says
they babies.
Of international
what did I tell you? When they start playing?
At 2.
Thank you.
At 2. No, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously though, I mean, that's how it was last. I mean, you don't know. You see him a little bit. We got the pleasure of seeing Dominique because of the Olympics, but I mean, you see him a little bit, but
if you haven't seen, you're right, Tanisha. If you haven't seen them, like we just had the Olympics, so some of these names, you're like, oh. Okay. Otherwise, 4 years, 3 years past, you're like, who is this? You ever seen those games?
I know when they calling out, I'm like, you're trying to. I'm like, who is
you looking at whatever they showing up on the screen and whatever they talking about.
I'm like I'm trying to get to it to find how. I'm like, okay, got you. Yeah. Okay.
So Connecticut had the 7 and the 8 pick, and they picked Anisha Moore from LSU, and what a great pick! Watching her play, I mean, you talk about a hustler.
Man,
she's out there banging every game, giving it. I think they said Courtney Paris was ahead of her for most double doubles in NCAA history, and that's
Okay.
saying a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, she banged it out, and Sanaya Rivers from NC State,
Mm-hmm.
good player. So they Connecticut picked up too, because to me, Connecticut, like, everybody left Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
all their stars left. I'm like, they all over the place. And it's like a
Uh-huh.
rebuilding. So I really want to see what they're gonna look like when it's all said and done. Cause that that's a little scary. Alyssa Thomas left, Bonner left. Um uh
It's like they didn't want nobody back.
and I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there. So
Maybe I don't know.
yeah, that was
I'm not going.
we can't
No.
speculate. We can,
Yeah,
but
I'm saying
it ain't gonna
I'm not gonna do it.
right.
It's not gonna
Right.
do any good to
Because
do
we can
that.
speculate about who's in the portal and why they're in there. Nobody knows. Is it money? Is it they don't like their coach? Is it this? Is it that? Nobody knows.
I'm going
So
with money every time. That's
yep,
gonna be my answer.
it's gonna be money.
Money.
It's gonna be the ching ching.
Money every time. Why should he money? It's every time.
What is it?
Money.
Okay, I got you. I
Yeah.
got you.
Yep, I mention money every time. Shit, every time. I know what's going on.
All right. So Los Angeles, number 9, Sarah
Yeah.
Ashley Barker from Alabama. Hadn't seen much of Alabama, but got to watch them in in not just the March Madness tournament, but in their, I think it was SEC tournament.
Mm-hmm.
A good pick.
Yeah.
A good
Yeah.
pick. There's some hidden ones in there. Yeah.
I was a little shocked by some of them, but yeah, I mean she's a solid pick. And then you gotta also, keep in mind each team is picking specifically for their needs.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
That's where you can get caught. That's where you get caught up with your feelings.
yeah.
Right. So I was in my feelings last night because even though, so this was real stupid, right? I'm just gonna call myself out for being silly.
Don't
I'm a
let it.
big Kiki fan. I'm a big
Yeah.
Kiki Earth fan.
Mm-hmm.
So Washington had the 3 and the 4 pick, and everybody was saying Kiki was going 3. So it didn't matter which one. You could pick Sonia or you could pick Kiki because you're going 3. I was upset because they didn't pick Kiki. I'm like, give her that 3. Put that 3 on her. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, I mean, I don't know what the logic is behind that, because you're gonna get both of them, but you did get good picks, and then somebody passed on a point guard because you needed that, and you wound up getting Georgia more. So you made out good. This next one, I don't have much on her either. Going to the Chicago Sky, Asia Civic from
No.
Slovenia. Don't have much on her. Been reading
Nope.
up, trying to find. They're not giving out any stats. I've been on the WNBA page. They ain't got no stats on her. So it's
Yep.
like, and
Yep.
then the next
And
pick,
then
Chicago. Go ahead. Say
Go
it.
ahead.
Say it. Say it.
Haley Van Lake. Go ahead. We didn't. We didn't talk about
Her and Angel. Angel's excited. They're back together again. They were together at LSU a year ago before
Yep.
she left and went to TCU.
Yep.
So let's see. I think I ain't gonna go in too hard, because you know how I feel about the coach. So
Yep.
we Coach Marsh, we gonna get him back on the show. So
Yep.
I'm just, she gotta
Yep.
do something for me. She gotta do
I
something
know.
for
I
me.
already know how you feel. We already had. Didn't we just talk about
Last,
Miss?
last episode I didn't hold back.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. If y'all want to know how Linda feels,
Go back
go
to the
to
last.
the last
Go back
episode.
to the last episode. If I was any more
You
transparent,
ain't in there, Haley. Don't watch the episode, Haley. If you ever
I'm gonna
run
give
a
her this though. I'm gonna give
don't
her
watch
this.
the episode, Haley.
I'm gonna give her this, and I'm gonna give it to everybody. I thought everybody looked absolutely beautiful last night.
Mm-hmm.
To see him clean up and
Oh
all of
yeah,
that. Yeah, they
absolutely.
look
Oh
really
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Good night.
Whoever was on them glam squads was working it out.
Yeah,
So
they should.
they look good. That's the way to show up. Show up and show
Yeah,
out.
absolutely. Beautiful.
But yeah, I'll even give it to Haley. Was looking good, so I'll give it to her.
Look very, very pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. So I ain't gonna
Uh-huh.
I ain't
Yeah.
gonna dog out. So Azia James from another one from North Carolina State. So she went to the Dallas Wings. That was a good pickup. That was a switch from the they got that pick from the Liberty. I
Yeah.
thought that was a good pick. Her along with Paige, the number 1 pick. Then you already got Boomawale there. So
Oh hell
you building, and you got some other players there. So That wrapped up round one.
Yes, it did.
That wrapped up round one, and there was some good choices
Picks
there in
in
round
one.
one. I thought it was really good.
So who's your favorite pick from round one, Linda?
My favorite, Paige.
All right.
You know, I'm UConn.
I know.
I'm UConn. I've been bleeding blue on everything, Giants, everything forever, because that was a team that I always got to see on TV. And so I kind of fell in love with that team.
Favorite pick is?
Who?
Do I need to ask you who your least favorite pick in round
I'm
one?
not even gonna say she was my least favorite pick. She, in the first, she's not a bad first round pick. Okay. She's not a bad first round pick for that team. I'm just not a fan.
Okay.
I'm just not a fan. And God help, I hope she proved me wrong.
She might get you. She might.
She a hustler. I just. So I ain't gonna sit here. I ain't gonna dog her out though, because that ain't right. But yeah. So in the second round, we gonna move to the second round. Aaliyah Nye from another one from Alabama. Watched her play. Was very impressed with her. So going to Vegas, because Vegas got to put some folks back on that roster.
Yeah, I love a good 6 footer.
Yeah,
that's a nice height. I mean, that's a good mobile height.
Yeah, she averaged 12 points a game, and I mean they weren't in no, passive lead. And then the next person, Dallas Wings, Madison Scott. I was surprised she went as high as she did.
Why?
Not because she can't play, because I love her game. Like she's, she lanky, she's stringy, she quick. Defensively, I think she's just like all over. She give you what you need. But I was surprised because you never hear her name unless like they were playing. You never heard her in conversations.
Oh, you talking about they didn't give her enough?
Yeah, I didn't think she got enough. Like there was never really any comparisons to her. I'm happy. When she went, I was like, love it. Great pick. Okay. Great pick by Dallas. So I was impressed by this. The next one from I'm not even gonna mess with this name.
Yeah, she's from Russia.
Yeah.
Anastasia Katsu.
Yes. I don't have any stats on her either. She went to the Minnesota Lynx. Minnesota Lynx are looking good already, because I don't know of too many people that left the Lynx, and they were right in the race last year. So if you can add to that team and bring something to them, then you'll be you're doing them a favor, right? Yeah. So Maddie Westbell from Notre Dame, she went to Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago, they did all right.
Yeah.
I think they did all right.
Yeah, they did.
Sellers. I know I'm speeding up, so we're gonna go through them.
Yeah.
Shane Sellers from Maryland. I was happy for her. She's going to Golden State. Hell, congratulations on your engagement. She got engaged while she was there for the draft. So it was like, hey,
she threw it up.
There you go. Right, that's the way to do it. Get engaged, get drafted. I guess that's how it's going now.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. And then this one surprised me, not because it's not a good player. It just surprised me. Atlanta picking up Tahina Pow. And I love Pow. So I was happy for this. I mean, and just watching her whole thing with the family. Atlanta, I'm trying to think of what Atlanta needs. I know they did pick like Brianna Jones. They picked her up, so they have a big. You got Ryan Howard. I don't know if they're just more size.
I don't know, but
more size.
That power come to play. Every game.
And ain't gonna say nothing otherwise.
Okay.
Ain't gonna say nothing otherwise. I like it. She got a heart. Yeah, she got a heart of a lion. Yeah. So, but I was just, I think it just caught me where I was like,
they can develop her. I don't know. But
I mean, she can shoot, she can play, she'll take it to the hole. So she got heart. I just was looking at the size. I mean, she averaged 11 points a game. And I mean, she's a championship.
Yeah, she's only 5'9".
Yeah, she's a champion. So 5'9". Which means she probably 5'7", 5'8".
Maybe 5'7". In WNBA, about 5'7".
Right.
They're taller than me.
Right.
Yeah, but she thick though.
Yeah. She'll get it. Also, Michaela Timpson from Florida State. She went to the Indiana Fever. Let me tell you something. That Fever team. They stack. They stack. It's I can't. They made it to they made it to the playoffs last year, and they were a formidable team. And I think this year the same thing, but even more so.
I know
Even
it's gonna be
even
trouble.
even more so. Yep. Keep talking because I need to plug in. Keep talking.
No, I mean they doing what they need to do. They got over a little hump. This I'm expecting them to show out. I mean, they got the pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. They definitely have all the pieces that they need. The one after Michaela, Bree Hall, I thought was such a. I know what you're gonna ask me later on. Who was my favorite pick of the second round? Bree Hall.
I know.
Because I think she's from that team people talk about her. I think she's just an underrated player.
Mm-hmm.
But they went. I mean, it was like Pow, Bree Hall, and then Sanaya Fagan. She went to the Sparks. It was like bam, bam, bam for South Carolina, which was a good look. Dawn was standing over there looking like a proud mama.
Yeah,
so
she was
that
over
was
there.
yeah. It was Lucy Olsen from Washington. The Mystics got another player, Lucy Olsen from Iowa. And then you got Delia Daniels and Rhea Marshall from USC. That was a good pick for Connecticut. So that rounded out. Who was your favorite out of the second round? Did you have a favorite?
I was going with Bree.
Yeah, that was a sleeper pick right there. That was a sleeper pick. That was
but
a
I
good.
don't think people might think she's a sleeper pick, and I also like Pow. And you didn't like Pow.
I ain't gonna say I didn't like her. She surprised me. No, I love Pow. She surprised me there. I didn't see that one coming.
Really?
Yeah, I just didn't see that one coming.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, no, I like her. I like her a lot. Big fan. But I'm a Bree Hall fan because that's somebody that's working hard, and don't care about the. I don't think not care, but the accolades. It wasn't about that.
Yeah,
That's a team.
That's
a team player. Yeah, team player. Yep.
Everybody want they do, but she understand. She got the she knows the assignment.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm not even gonna go through. I mean, we had at the end, I had some surprises, but I'm not gonna go through the whole third round. But UConn, they surprised me with some players that
the ones that they got for them.
Yeah, because who got me? I was excited for her. I hope she stays on the team and makes the team. Caitlin Chen, the young lady from Connecticut.
I know.
Because she was looking around like, because Connecticut players were all sitting over in the corner, like hanging out, like they're there for their, they're there for Paige.
Yeah.
And then they started just calling off names because they called her. I think it was two other players that Aubrey Griffin got called, and it was like, but it was so funny watching her because she's kind of like, where do I go? What do I do? And then she wanted to hug everybody on her team, and they all like, go. They're waiting for you.
Run.
Go. Yeah. Run. So it was fun to watch. I mean, dreams came true last night. There was some dreams that didn't come true. I mean, you got to talk about it. It.
Miss Prince.
And what's your take for why she wasn't picked?
To me, it's because of all the quote unquote pending allegations or alleged allegation, whatever it is. It's what is out there, whether it's true or not. It's put a stain on her, and I believe that's why they passed.
And so let me ask you the same question, different way. If you were a GM, would you have taken a chance on her?
No.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm one of those where it's smoke is fire. It's a lot of allegations.
There's some truth. What they say, old folks always say, some truth to every rumor.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little dangerous. I might let her go play somewhere else and then see how she, how things pan out. But there's a lot going on. I mean, I've read a lot of the allegations, and they aren't pleasant at all.
No,
I don't know if
it's pretty sad. So I hope.
I don't know if I'm going to take that and surround my team, my organization, with that type of with that type of
And
stain.
that was
It
some of
was,
the questioning that people had with TCU when she transferred to TCU. They're like, you just gonna act like
she didn't. Yeah,
this may not be a possibility or whatever. And so it goes back to some of the stuff I was saying, at what cost,
yeah.
what is the price for winning? What are we
You
paying
know,
for
and she's
winning
done
now in
some
any
things. You
sport?
know, she was part of the lawsuit for the NIL deals, and she's done some things. It's just unfortunate that we hold athletes, to a standard. I mean,
Hmm.
those are role models for people, and you invest in those, in their characters. You know how it is. I mean, it's more than just being able to play the sport. It's how you conduct yourself. It's how you represent the organization, and I hate to say it, but right now it appears that she's falling short, and I don't believe that they're willing to take that chance.
That's a
Um,
big risk.
yeah.
It's a very big risk. And then she's got what, NIL deals this long
Oh
or
yeah.
whatever. I don't know how many of those are
Yeah.
still
I
standing
don't know
based
how many
on,
are still. Yeah, but I
yeah,
mean, at one time, it was probably 20, 25. And I'm talking major players. I'm talking Kellogg's and some of
Dick
the big
Sports,
leagues.
all of those. Yeah. I hope I
Yeah.
hope and pray it's not true, because it's not. And if so, I hope she gets it
And
together
if
and,
so,
and
I hope
gets together.
she gets an opportunity. If,
Yeah,
if if it ends up that it is not, I hope she gets an opportunity. But I can understand how an organization would not be willing to roll that dice right now.
I agree. I agree
Mhm.
100%. Agree
Yeah.
100%. But I just have to say, to wrap it up on the WNBA draft, it was fun. It's always fun to watch because you
Oh,
watch them,
absolutely.
and then it's like, good God, you know what? They got about what, 2 weeks before they start
You
practicing.
know, they right. We
If
saw
that,
that Wilson
yeah,
Caitlin last year. Get on up out there, ma'am. Let's
yeah.
get it.
And they're
Let's
tired. They're gonna be tired. They're gonna hit that wall. Some of them at midway through the season. Hopefully everybody stays healthy, but that's a lot for women's basketball. Unfortunately, it's when the season starts and how
Mhm.
you play. So we'll see it. And because some teams are gonna be different. We saw some stuff with the unrivaled league and some people that were playing some ball and they showed that they could play ball who didn't have the opportunity to play
Mhm.
last year because coaching or whatever. A lot of coaching changes. So I'm excited for the season, so I can't wait for that to kick off, and excited to see what these ladies will do. I'm gonna jump over Tanisha to entertainment corner. What you watching?
Right now, actually, I'm like really far behind, but I just saw. I'm about to watch a day when my daughter's waiting. As soon as this is wrapped up, I'm gonna be watching this G20, I believe, that Viola Davis just dropped on Prime. I
Mm-hmm.
can't, I can't wait to watch that. My kids like, "Mom, you want to watch some women?" I'm like, "Yes, baby, I've got it planned. We about to watch Viola be the president."
Okay.
So I'm excited about that. So I'm gonna be watching that here, but I'm a little back. I was actually trying to watch the old movie with that I never got around to watching with Julia Roberts and with the whole world, the hacker.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't even remember the
Yeah,
name of it.
yeah,
But
I'm in the middle of that one right now, but
okay.
G20 tonight, baby.
Okay. All right. I watched Paradise. So if you haven't watched Paradise, that's one to watch on
Okay.
Hulu. Yeah, with what's his name? Sterling K. Brown.
Okay.
He's in it. That's a very good one to watch. But I just watched something on Netflix, and when I think about it, I laugh because I'm a Kiki Palmer fan.
Oh, I watched it.
You watched it
Yes.
one of them days. So it's it's
Yeah.
it's everything. Somebody was saying, "What's wrong with being ghetto?" Right? It's everything you want in a movie. I
Lord.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed that movie so much. I'm like, and a dear friend of mine has sent me, because we keep each other motivated. She has sent me the little clip, and you probably know what I'm talking about. What did it say? Not the two, but the one.
Yes.
And she's like, not the what? The two, but the one. I mean, to have a
Linda.
friend like that is I love that movie. I loved every bit of that movie.
For the life of me, I really thought Kiki could fight. And when she ran out that building to go help a girl, man, I
That's a
almost
friend
doubled
though.
up.
That's a
What?
friend.
But then
That's
they
the
take
kind
that
of
L
road dog you
together.
want.
Then they take that L together.
They
I said, wait a minute. What just happened? I
they,
said,
they took, and oh girl, remember, I don't, what was her name? I can't remember her name in the
Linda.
movie. Huh?
What?
No.
Oh, in the movie. Yeah.
No. Gabrielle Dennis. When she told us, she said, "Ooh, you took that."
Yeah.
She hit her. She hit her
Yeah.
below the belt. She's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
you took that."
Yeah.
I was like,
Gabrielle was yeah. She
that
always good.
that chemistry between those two was off the charts. But she
Lord.
did go running out there like she was gonna do something. I was like, Kiki, you should have just went and got your job.
Man, our friendship would have been over when you let that dummy have the rent money. That would have been
Yeah.
different. When you gave him the rent money, we'd have started fighting
Yeah.
those.
Now that's why I said those were two.
Woo!
You need a ride or die like that. You need a
Yeah.
ride or die like that. So
Yeah.
that if you haven't seen that one, go check that one out. One of them days is worth it. It's getting great reviews. Everybody love it.
And
I
Cat
just
Williams.
they had a good cast. The chick from Abbott Elementary, she was in there. Yeah. It was a
Being the
good
worst
cast.
nurse ever.
Yes.
As the worst principal, the worst nurse. I think they gonna typecast.
She's gonna be the worst. She's gonna be known as the worst.
Every time she play a role, the worst.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's something to watch. That's something to put a smile on your face. What you want to close out with, Tanisha?
You know what? I actually just want to congratulate some of the people that had great weekends and encourage some of the people that didn't have such a great weekend. For Rory and for Paige. Woo! Way to go. For Sidonia and Nikko, hey, every day that you wake up is a day that you can start rebuilding, and hopefully you can put a best foot forward and change the outcome. So don't give up. If it's meant to be, it's gonna be. Hey, work on you, and hopefully, I wish y'all the best, man.
Hey, I couldn't have said it no better.
Yeah,
I couldn't have said it no better. So I mean, I just there's so much going on in the world. Like you said, if you wake up, like people say, hey, it's better to be seen than to be viewed. So every day is a blessing. Every day that you can stand up and say, I'm here.
Yeah.
Do your best. Put your best forward. And that's what we're gonna continue to try to do.
Absolutely.
So as we always say, please be kind and be blessed. And until next time,
peace.
Thank you for tuning in to Two Gems on the Mic. Be sure to subscribe and follow. Until next time, remember, be kind, be blessed. Peace.